Good morning, it's 11:35 in Birmingham, England, and welcome to my workshop. Finally, the summer has arrived and it's car boot season with a vengeance. Few little items to show you today. This was not picked up at a car boot sale. This was picked up at a factory I was working at last week. It's got Chesterman on the label, Sheffield, England. It's a big item and we'll unpack that later on in the video. But before we go on with that, don't forget to subscribe, to like the video and pass it on to your friends. Share it if you want to. Now, I did get this a couple of weeks ago in a box of stuff. It's a Kamasa 3596 socket set. I'm not totally familiar with Kamasa. It's not a brand that I'm 100% familiar with, but it seems decent. I'm not exactly sure where they're made. I believe it's Japan. Yes, it is. But I've got a full set there. Like I said, I picked up a box full of stuff and it basically threw that in. So it really didn't cost me much at all. It's got a little plastic cover. Inside the lid is the contents. It's a little bit rusty. It needs a bit of a clean up. But you know what? That's a nice little socket set, isn't it? Lovely little socket set. Sorry if the sun's getting in your eyes, but it is nice to have the sun at last in the UK. Because I'm not joking. It feels like it's been raining since last October. I'm not joking. It really does. Picked this up the other day. It's an avometer or avometer. Now, this is an interesting one because I'm an electrician, as you're probably aware. When I was a kid, we didn't use these. We used the old wind-up, what are they called? The wind-up ones. I used to get a shock off it if you're the guy who was working with an arsehole, basically. But there you go. This is a universal Avo. But if you look there, there's a number. That is a NATO stock number. 99 denotes UK forces. 00 is US. But I never even noticed that till afterwards. I haven't noticed any crow's foot. It's obviously made in England. But it's a nice item. Very, very retro. Very retro. Last calibrated in 1987. But look at that. That's what you call Bakelite engineering. How lovely is that? Didn't have any leads, unfortunately, but NATO stock number, which means it was used by the military and you could order it through the military system, as I'm sure you're all aware. Well, anyway, car boot sale this morning. What did I get? Let's have a look. I've got a couple of screwdrivers. Let's get them out. Let's get them out and have a look. First off, a Stanley. A 25C, wood, steel shaft, needs sorting out. Nice item. 20 pence. Can't beat it. Now this one has got no branding on it, but it's wood and steel shaft, steel ferrule. Nice, once again. This one, 20 pence, you can see the label. Sheffield, made in England. Plastic vinyl handle. Lovely sort of 1970s type. Love that style. Then we've got this one. Now the handle looks absolutely ancient. Steel ferrule again, 20 pence. Steel shaft. That will clean up. Once again, no name brand on it. These are all clean up nice. This one has got a slight crack in the handle, but the reason I bought it, even though it did have a crack in the handle, is because it's got a brass body and the mechanism actually works still. So that is a bonus. And there, if you look closely, you can see the crack. That can be fixed. That can be fixed. Jubilee clip or something, some filler in there. Once you've sanded it down, it binds together, a little bit of glue, done. This will take a nice polishing. I believe there is a name on it, but I cannot for the life of me see what it is. I'll tell you what, I'll let you know in the next video. How's that sound? Don't forget to ask me, will you? Because you know what I'm like, my memory's shot. Anyway, I found also, these are 50p each, set of footprint snips. I love footprint stuff, as you know. These are the number 300s. Still got some action to them, but they do need a clean. And an old Chesterman, so pre-Raybone Chesterman, so pre, I would say 1969, ruler. Now, it doesn't even budge. It has got a little note there saying oil. Obviously, the previous owner didn't give it about that, and he did not oil it. Because if he'd oiled it, that would probably still move. Once again, bit of a clean-up. Interesting little, well, I suppose you'd call it a whatever, I don't know. Anyway, it's got Howden's Joinery Co., North Yorkshire, England, and a picture of, I can't even see that, a crow, a cockerel. Can I see it in the sun? Look at that. What do you think about that? Well, I paid £1. I think it's worth £1. I really do. And then a hand drill. I'll add this to the collection, don't worry. Yet another one to the collection. What make is it? Let's have a look. Let's get a little bit of a wipe on that. I've literally just got in. Literally just got in. I need to give that a good clean, actually. I'll give it a quick scrub with this. See if I can see it a bit more for you. What does it say? Oh, it's Miller's Falls. Do you know what? As soon as I saw it, I thought it was Miller's Falls, but the guy said it was something like Ross. And I thought, you know what? That is not anything but Miller's Falls. Lovely action. As you can see, the crooked spokes or struts or whatever. And I haven't taken the top off yet, but I will now. Removable top, intact. Yes, once again, another Miller's Falls. I know, can't help myself. I've got quite a few now. But let's get to what is in this long box. Now, the story is, I was working in a factory last week. It's a very old factory. The sign outside, it was the old gasworks. It was the old gasworks in Oldbury. And it's got a massive plaque outside in marble saying that this was opened in 1870, I believe. Blah, 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 blah. Huge sign. But obviously it's been different things over the years. Anyway, I was working in there in an electrical capacity, and I was up the ladder, and on top of the shelf, covered in dust, was this box. And I knew that it contained something. But I spoke to the guy who works there, who I know, the gaffer. I know the gaffer there. And I said, look, what are you going to do with it? He said, it's been there for years. Take it with you. I didn't bat an eyelid. I threw it straight in the van. Well, I didn't throw it. I placed it delicately, as you do. But what do you think's in there? What do you think is in there? It's a Chesterman, so it's pre-1970, like late 60s. It's got an Institute of Calibration marking on it, which dates to 2006. So it has been calibrated. So it's something that needs calibrated. It says Chesterman Precision Tools, British made. What could it be? What do you think it is? Let's open it and have a look, shall we? Needs a clean. Look at that. I'm going to have to show you. Look at that. And the action is so smooth, you would not believe it. In inches and centimetres. Chesterman, Sheffield, England, number 360. It's got a serial number, somebody's engraved on it there for identification. That is a biggie, ain't it? That's the 24-inch. Still in its original box. What do you think about that then? I think that's the find of the day. Or find of the week, I should say. That's the find of the day. But I love this plaque type thing also. So what do you think? I've not forgot about you all. I know I've been a bit slow. I'm awaiting my MRI results on my knees, because I might have to have 1 or 2 new knees. And the other day I had to go on the old treadmill with a heart rate monitor on. but I nearly ruined their analysis because they said I was too fit for my age. So there you go. There's a positive out of it anyway. So anyway, comment, like, subscribe. But above all else, comment. I love the comments. Let's have a chat. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.